You are listening to the Pompette podcast, the edutainment podcast about lifestyle, wine, and spirits, hosted by Yolanda Shoshana. Let's get this party started. Hey, it's Yolanda Shoshana. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Pompette podcast. So how many of you are participating in Dry January? I am not. For me, that boat sailed January 1st when I had some champagne. But congratulations to you. You've only got a few more weeks to go, and then you'll be able to get champagne or a cocktail in hand. Keep it up. I applaud all of you. So in this episode, I want to talk to you some more about the things I received during the holidays, and we're going to focus on Italy. I got some really great wine, and one of my favorite spirits showed up, which really was a nice surprise. So let's talk about that spirit first. So I love Amaro. It's like one of my favorite things. It's, in case you haven't had it, get some in your life. It's basically an Italian liqueur that's bitter. It also means bitter in Italian. And it's known as a digestif. So it's something you have after dinner. But I like to drink it anytime, and I do drink it with meals because I like pairing it with food. You could also have an Amaro cocktail that you can pair with food. And it's just so absolutely wonderful. Amaro is made by infusing a grape brandy with herbs and flowers and citrus peels and spices. So there's lots of Amaros on the market, hundreds. But the one that I love is Amaro Montenegro. And it was created in 1855, but 11 years later, there was a marriage between a Princess Elena of Montenegro to a prince, and the founder changed the name, to dedicate it to the Royal Highness, which is where it gets its name. And it's just been growing and popping ever since. And it's made with like 40 botanicals. It just smells so delicious. I call it a witchy spirit. The first time I tried it was actually last year after I came back from a press trip, and I've been in love with it ever since. And shout out to the people that sent me a bottle, because I was not expecting it. It was really exciting, so I did some fun things with it during the holidays. One of my favorite cocktails to make with Montenegro is actually a Montenegroni. So you can, if you like Negronis, I highly recommend you trying this. You can find the recipe for this on my site, awitchintheworld.com. It's just such a delightful cocktail, and now I'm wanting one. So you can either change out the Campari and make and use Montenegro, or you can change out the vermouth and use Montenegro. Either way, they're both good. One of them's a little sweeter and one of them's a little bitter, but either way, they're both really good cocktails. I have them both ways. When I'm low on vermouth, I just use Campari, and vice versa, because I always have Campari in my house too, because yeah, I'm a big Campari fan, in case you didn't know that about me. So then I got some really great wine from Italy. As you know, Italy is known for its wonderful wine. I got two really great white wines and a nice sparkler. So let's talk about this first white wine, which was a Chardonnay, and it's from Fresco di Baldi Pomino, and it was a blend of Chardonnay and Pinot Bianco. So I think you'll start seeing more Chardonnays from Italy. I'm seeing more of them on the shelves as well. I was at an Italian restaurant and I asked for some Chardonnay, and the waiter actually said to me, well, Italy doesn't make Chardonnay. I didn't argue with him. I just said, okay, and selected something else. But you may not be familiar with Chardonnay from Italy, because normally there's so many other varietals that you think about when it comes to Italian wine. But Italy is definitely in the Chardonnay game. So this wine has notes of jasmine and peaches, and it's like a nice aperitif wine, but you could also have it with chicken and fish and salmon. Really good wine, and it is only for like $18.99. Just really delicious, crisp on the tongue, and there's a lot you can do with it, and something you can have every day if you are an everyday wine drinker and you like white wine. So you could cook with it a little bit too, and then have it with your food, which is also a nice little thing because it adds to the flavor of your meal. Then my next two wines are both by Zonin 1821. If you follow me, you know I went on a beautiful press trip with them last year. It was a wine, chocolate, and cheese trip, and it was absolutely amazing. And they own such beautiful wineries. And two wines from them. So the first one is the Insolia Principi di Butera, which is on a historical estate. Like I said, Zonin's wineries are just absolutely stunning, but this estate is in Sicily. I love Sicilian wine like nothing else. There's just something about the way that they taste on the palate. I think Sicily may be my favorite area for wine in Italy. It feels that way every time I'm having their wine. But this estate belonged to noble families, and it belonged to a prince. So, I always say if it's good enough for royalty, then it's good enough for me. So this wine has notes of lemon and grapefruit and tropical fruits with a little bit of almond. Really good wine that's only around, I want to say, yes, it's like $14.99. So this is also a wine that's great for every day. And if you want to take a trip to Sicily, but you can't really afford to go there, or you don't have time to go there, this is a great wine to get that terroir in, to get the taste of Italy, to get the feel of Italy and Sicily. Just absolutely wonderful. And I say pair it with your chickens, your fishes, truffle fries, and garlic mashed potatoes, to name a bit. Also would be good for something that's been slow cooked in your crock pot. Last but not least, I also got a sparkling wine from Zonin, and I had quite a bit of this when I was in Italy with them. It's their Prosecco Cuvée. And they actually just relaunched the bottle. It's in a new bottle, new design, and it also totes their 95-point rating on it. So this Prosecco has a high rating. You know, as I've said before, be very cautious of ratings. Ratings don't always mean anything, but in this case, this is a really great sparkling wine that you can get for only $13. So it's great for brunch. It's great when you want to have mimosas. Also, if you just want to have sparkling wine with your food. Not enough people drink sparkling wine with their dinner. More people need to get on that. Sparkling wine is great with pizza. It's one of my favorite things. Sparkling wine is great with popcorn. It's also just really good with steak. If you have something, beef, burger, a filet mignon, which I love to throw, together, like always a good sparkling wine is good to go. But this is really a nice wine. If you're in New York and you're looking for it, you can actually get it with Fresh Direct. I was happy to see that it was with Fresh Direct. So, get on that. So those are some of the things that I got from Italy. You know, Italy is forever making some of the best wines and spirits, but these are ones I wanted to highlight because, you know, if you're looking for something that's affordable and good that you can have every day, all of these are great options. And of course, I say get that Spirit Montenegro in your home bar because there's just so much you can do with it. And you can just throw a little bit and have it neat and just chill, sip, and enjoy. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you want to have booze news delivered to your inbox, sign up for my Pompette newsletter, which I am launching really, really soon. And it's going to be the best news and information on wine and spirits and beer and all that good stuff. Until next time, peace, love, and cheers.